We live in a world overflowing with options. From grocery aisles overflowing with cereal brands to streaming services with endless content libraries, the modern consumer is bombarded with choices. While on the surface, this abundance seems like a clear benefit, more options to satisfy our individual preferences, a surprising phenomenon emerges: the paradox of choice. This concept, explored by psychologist Barry Schwartz in his book, The Paradox of Choice, Why More is Less, suggests that having too many options can actually lead to decreased satisfaction, decision paralysis, and even anxiety. Schwartz argues that the illusion of limitless choice creates several problems. Firstly, it leads to decision fatigue. When faced with a multitude of options, each with its own set of features and considerations, the decision-making process becomes mentally draining. We spend an inordinate amount of time evaluating and comparing options, often leading to analysis paralysis, the inability to make a decision due to overthinking. Imagine standing in a grocery store aisle overwhelmed by 30 different jam brands, each with subtle variations in flavor and fruit content. The simple act of choosing a jar of jam becomes a complex mental exercise, leaving you exhausted and potentially unsatisfied with your final selection. Secondly, the paradox of choice breeds unrealistic expectations. With so many seemingly perfect options available, we set ourselves up for disappointment. We imagine the perfect choice exists out there, and anything less leaves us feeling like we've settled. This is particularly true for life-altering decisions like career paths or romantic partners. The constant bombardment of seemingly better options through social media and online comparisons fuels feelings of inadequacy and regret, even if our chosen path is objectively good. Thirdly, the paradox of choice fosters a sense of responsibility for making the optimal decision. When faced with limited options, the outcome is largely predetermined. However, with an abundance of choices, the burden of selecting the best option falls entirely on the individual. This can lead to feelings of guilt and self-blame if the chosen option doesn't live up to expectations. What if I had picked the other cereal? The frustrated breakfast eater might think, even if the chosen cereal is perfectly good. So, how do we navigate this paradox and make choices that leave us feeling happy and fulfilled? Here are some strategies. Define your values and goals. Before diving into a sea of options, take a step back and consider what truly matters to you. Are you looking for the cheapest cereal, the healthiest option, or the one with the most nostalgic flavor? Having a clear set of criteria reduces the noise and helps you narrow down your choices. Limit your options. While it might seem counterintuitive, limiting yourself to a smaller set of curated options can make decision-making easier. Next time you're grocery shopping, stick to just 2 or 3 cereal brands that meet your basic criteria. This reduces analysis paralysis and simplifies the process. Focus on satisficing over maximizing. The concept of satisficing refers to choosing an option that is good enough, rather than searching for the absolute best. Instead of spending hours researching every cereal on the market, choose one that meets your basic needs and tastes good. This approach allows you to make decisions more quickly and reduces the pressure of finding the absolute best option. Embrace imperfection. The paradox of choice thrives on the illusion of perfect options. Recognize that every option has its pros and cons, and accept that your choice will likely not be flawless. This reduces the fear of missing out and allows you to enjoy the chosen option without constant comparisons. Learn from experience. Pay attention to your past choices and what made them satisfying or disappointing. Use this knowledge to inform future decisions. For instance, if you consistently find yourself overwhelmed by grocery store options, consider creating a predetermined shopping list to streamline the process. The paradox of choice is a reality of the modern world. By understanding its mechanisms and employing these strategies, we can make informed decisions that don't leave us paralyzed by overwhelm or burdened by unrealistic expectations. Remember, happiness and satisfaction often lie not in finding the absolute best option, but in choosing well enough and appreciating what you have. In a world overflowing with choices, sometimes the most empowering choice is to choose contentment.